Hello, my name is Cody Lynn, and today we'll be talking about ecotourism as a business. This will be the stepping stone with all the information that you'll need in developing your business in your final project in your case study. In this video, we'll investigate the basic business aspects of ecotourism. We're going to look at the basic structure, business planning processes specific to each region. Every place that you'll go will have different obstacles and different things to think about. We'll talk about business planning. We'll talk about the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that your business may face. And we'll also end off with the status of ecotourism as a business entity. Lastly, the big takeaway from today will be that no matter how environmentally and socioculturally sustainable its apparent impact of whatever your business may be, your business will only be sustainable if it is sustainable as a business enterprise. First, we'll talk about the structure of the ecotourism industry. The industry comes in a few different segments of the origin, the transit, and the destination region of the ecotourist. So this will consist of both specialized and non-specialized forms of ecotourism. The specialized forms of ecotourism is anything that is focused on ecotourism principles. So this will be the company that is worried about sociocultural impacts, the environmental impacts, and etc. The non-specialized parts of ecotourism industry is everything in between, everything that is just necessary to make this happen. So this will look like planes, trains, automobiles, how you get there. It's not necessarily has an ecotourism focus, but it is part of the process. Ecotourism trips within this framework occur through either a formal package circuit or a FIT, a free and independent travel circuit. So formal package circuit is anything that is guided. They're showing you exactly what to do. It's a whole package, whereas free and independent travel means that there's a lot of kind of a gray area. They might have some sort of guide, but a lot of it is they're going from point A to B with maybe nothing more than a simple guidebook. So let's go back to that specialized and non-specialized operations. So specialized operations operate fully on an ecotourism platform. They're specializing in ecotourism. So this is almost all eco-lodges, protected areas, local tour operator consist in this sector. This is where you're going to see a lot of our hard ecotourists. Non-specialized operations are almost all transportation publications, travel agencies, tour wholesalers, and inbound operators would consist of this sector. So this graph here, this flow chart, is going to give you a brief example of what this industry might look like. Notice the dotted lines are going to show you the free and independent travel. Notice they go all around the map. They might go to a tour operator, but they might also just go straight to that protected area and enjoy their tourist activity on their own. Where the straight lines, the solid lines, are going to go through all these different obstacles, such as travel agencies, tour wholesalers, inbound tour operators, hotels, and all of the rest. This is going to look to be more of your soft ecotourists. So in the ecotourism industry, there are four major stakeholders we want to consider when thinking about our final projects. We have the private sector. That's all these private businesses. It's commonly thought of small businesses in the ecotourism industry. Next, we have our local communities, the community around these businesses that are supporting it. How are they benefiting and how does it impact these local communities? Next, you have the non-government organizations. This is any organization that might help maintain the local area but isn't necessarily affiliated with the government. Last, we have our public sector. So let's talk about the private sector. That's where we'll fall in our final project as we create our small businesses in the ecotourism industry. So keep in mind that in this private sector, there are a high number of small businesses leaving and entering the market each year. Why is this happening? So there are a few different reasons. A big reason would be limited skills. Maybe they have limited skills in guiding a company or guiding people down a river. Maybe they have limited skills in running a business. So there needs to be a balance of the two. They might have a choice of lifestyle that conflict with the company profit. Maybe they got into ecotourism because they really like to play outside, but they're playing outside so much that they aren't supporting their business. And then there's a failure to match supply and demand. So this might be as more tourists come to that area, they aren't creating a larger product for these tourists. Next, we'll talk about business plan. When working on your final project, you want to have a good business plan. Take note of the book that there is not one right way to have a good business plan. It will adapt and change depending on what your business will look like. A few good things to think about would be a mission statement, goals of your business, and a SWOT analysis. Figuring out what are the strengths of your businesses, what kind of assets do you have around you, what are some of the weaknesses, what is that tourism season like? What are the opportunities once your business is established? How can your business grow? And what are the threats? What might local businesses in the area have to do with your business? How would they get in the way? What are things going to cost? All these different things. Finally, we'll have our financial analysis and operational strategies. So the important components of your financial analysis will be the calculation of your budget. Figuring out everything that will cost you money, whether it's gear, cost of labor with your employees, and so on. Break-even analysis. How many years will it take till you actually break even or start making a profit? You have a cash flow projection, financial statements, inventory, what kind of gear will you have, pricing, how much will your trips cost, or whatever product you are creating, and what kind of investments, what will it take to start up your business? What are the startup costs? Finally, we'll do a financial analysis of your business. So important components of your financial analysis would be a calculation of your budget. How much money are you spending on your gear? How much money are you paying your employees? How much money do your trips cost that you might be running? Figure out a break-even analysis. How many years will it take before your business actually starts to break even, let alone make a profit? Next, you're going to have to factor in your inventory. What kind of gear will you need to be successful as a business? And what is going to be the investment of the startup cost to create this business so that it will be successful in the future? To wrap this up, we have to remember how important it is to create a strong business foundation in order for ecotourism to be sustainable. We'll finish you off with that quote from the beginning: no matter how environmentally and socio-culturally sustainable its apparent impact, ecotourism will only survive if it's also sustainable as a business enterprise.